how to know if you are a witch. Stay tuned towards the end, guys, because I will let you know that there are telltale signs of combinations that you are one. Rose Tan here, inspiring you to live the lifestyle that you want. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit the red subscribe button there and the bell notification to notify you of new videos that I upload every Mondays. Okay, so straight into it. Oh my god, like this has been such a kind of like a new journey for me to discover that I officially am one. And you know, this is gonna be scary for some people who have known me for quite some time now, and they're gonna think, you're a witch? When I first was being labeled or called or even asked that, so you're a witch, I was thought, should I take that as a compliment? I thought, oh, that's a bit rude, but at the same time I thought, wow, what a compliment. I'll take that. Yeah, I really like that. That's a huge, big burst of ego, you know, like, oh, not that I, you know, I'm at home, I'm cooking up potions, or that I have a book of spells, or I do casting spells, anything that's witchy crafty. No, I don't do any of that. You know, there's so many telltale signs. So stick towards the end and I will let you know if you are or not. Okay, so okay, so the first telltale signs is that, you know, people out of the blue may label you, call you a witch, okay? And it can take you by surprise. And you know, it's just funny how, you know, I met a friend, and you know, he and I, you know, bonded, and he told his mum about my psychic abilities and my gifts and my special powers that I didn't know that I have. But after you know, getting to know each other, he discovered that I actually am like a full-on blown witch. I'm not one of those witch where you actually, you know, wear those pointy black hats and the robe and a broomstick and I fly off like Mary Poppins. No, but anyway, his mother sent me these beautiful earrings. So they're a symbol of a witch. I forgot what they're called. They start with an S. But anyways, you know, I always thought like witches are evil, they're scary, but then, you know, I started to realize that why I'm always gravitated and pulled and always curious and wanting to learn more about witches is when I first discovered about magicians, magic, the powers of law of attraction, you know, the secret on how to manifest, using our minds to create what we want. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's what our thoughts create things. It becomes things, right? Our thought becomes things. Okay, so so after people calling you a witch and it's like it throws you back, that's perfectly normal, you know, because it can be like a little bit of a damp to your spirit. It's like, oh, you know, because most of us think witches aren't good, they're all doing casting spells for their own benefits, but it's not. Okay, that's just old wives' tale story. Okay, so we are gravitated, and that we feel, sorry guys, the music's a little bit loud, isn't it? So we actually gravitate and pull towards the full moon. We can actually feel its powers there, okay? We tend to, you know, do a bit of tarot readings, or we start to, you know, saying verbal spells such as, you know, I am confident, I am, all these affirmations, incantations. They're basically a modern day of verbal spells, okay, that we are priming and prepping our minds to say that we are, you know, the powerful manifestors, that we can create what we want using the powers and thoughts of our mind, our brain, our spirits, our energy, our emotions. Okay, another thing is that, you know, crystals, we learn how to use crystals' powers, what their elements, where they actually originate from, you know, where their origins from, and what powers that they actually emit out, and how we can actually use that to our own advantage, okay, to give us more energy. Or I went to this store. They do lots of witchcrafty things, okay, that I'm not even aware of, or that I'm not really fully familiar with, because it's actually very new to me. I bought this small jar, and it's green colored rice, and it has all these sparkles into it, like glitters. And what they did, they actually cast they put spells there. They use their energy and to give the rice, the green rice, meaning of abundance, prosperity, wealth, luck, and good vibes, good vibration, to generate more money, either it's job or career or business, or in dealing with relationships, to create more stakeholders or business partners, whatever the case is, okay. But what I'm trying to get at is that that's just a object that we as witches, we can actually put our energy into whatever a object is. So rice represents wealth, and because rice is such a staple food, right? It actually is it can I don't know how to explain it, but rice is such a huge staple food in the Asian countries, okay. So it gives us gives us fuel, gives us energy, gives us power. So we actually use rice, and then we actually emit our energies, our thoughts, our powers, our imaginations, our vision into that object of rice, that jar of rice. And when we actually feel our energy is low, we need a pickup boost of abundance, prosperity, and such and such and such. We pick up that object, and it gives us that energy back, okay. So it's kind of like a recycling energy, like it comes and back, okay, it comes back and forth, okay, like a recycling thing, okay. So not just crystals and other objects such as that, we are pulled towards nature, okay. We are pulled towards animals. We have sympathy. We're empaths, so we actually feel the animals' feelings and thoughts and their fears and such. So we know how to nurture them, how to give them comfort by giving them a good pat, or just like emitting our energy, and just communicate through our energy, basically, okay. So with nature, we like to walk barefoot on the grass, or on the sand, or in the seawater, because seawater actually cleanses any negative and toxic energy that's actually on us, that's actually following us, okay. We are powerful manifestors, okay. So we use the secret law of attraction to manifest what we want. And most times, powerful witches, we actually can use the power of our thoughts, our minds, to get other people to do what we want, and not necessarily in an evil way, and I hope not, but we actually can create a good outcome for both parties. So let's just say we're at work, and that the manager has actually asked us that one of us needs to complete this project by the end of the day. But then you actually can use your witchcraft spells and your thoughts, right, to actually ask another fellow colleague to step in and help. And then at the end of the actual project, you actually, as a witch, as a good witch, you actually, give credit to the other staff colleague that you actually asked for help. So you don't take the full credit there, okay? Because that makes you a bad witch. Okay. So affirmations and incantations, they are a modern day verbal spells, okay? that we aren't aware of. So when a witch says, I am rich, I'm abundant, I'm successful, I'm powerful, I'm the best mother, I am the empress, I'm the queen. That is a modern day spell. Like you're casting a spell on yourself, okay? I know this sounds all scary, but you know, it is what it is, okay? Another thing is that we have deep emotional feelings. We actually can feel the energy of a object. So guys, can I just skip this? Actually, I'll leave it. We can actually feel energies of objects, such as, you know, if it belonged to a belonged deceased person. If that person actually left the object with a negative or a positive loving energy, then the witch can actually feel it. It can actually feel the emotion that was last left from that person. So it doesn't necessarily have to be from a deceased person. It can be from anything, like walking into someone's home and the owner's still living and breathing, very healthy, but they can actually still feel the energy when it's actually last left. Like let's just say you went to, like I went over to my friend's house. Okay, let's just backtrack here. I'm getting a little bit fast forward here, but I went to my friend's house, and I had no idea that I had connection with electric powers, like electric powers, like electricity. That's what I was trying to say. Electricity. I had no idea that, you know, that when I step into her living room, the TV switch itself on out of nowhere, and it never happened before. And you know, she had the TV for a few good months or a few years, and she goes, okay, obviously your energy powers are just going haywire, Rose. I was like, oh, okay. I freaked out at first, but I'm thinking, okay, all right, it is what it is, okay. But during that time, I didn't really think of it much besides being freaked out. But now I thought, you know what, I can actually use electricity, or the universal signs there is actually telling me that the TV switch is itself on. It's actually warning me, it's actually cautioning me that something's going to actually happen, or I need to be alert or aware of something, okay? So, you know, there's other times that I would see like light bulbs that are flicking when I walk past, but then when I turn around, it actually flickers a couple of seconds more, but then it stopped because I thought, what does it want? I asked the actual flicking lights, what does it want? What is it trying to tell me? And then it stopped. So, and then I kept on going. So I'm not too sure what actually happened there. But sometimes, you know, like when I'm at work and I get all stressed out, and then, you know, something's not working out, I make a amendment on a calendar diary, and the next day I went back in. It reverted itself back. It was a computer glitch. And I thought, like, oh my God, what's going on? I was frustrated. I was fuming as hell. I was thinking I made all that effort and work. And the next day I came back to work and I was like, it reverted itself back. I was like, all that time, right? So those are signs. Okay. There's more, okay? Clouds formation. You can actually interpret. It can actually, you know, it can give you signs like what you are trying to see, what you're trying to find out, you know, like if you miss someone, you look at the clouds, the actual cloud formation to that person's face. I know it's freaky, right? But it can happen. So if you actually are a witch, and also if you're watching this video, then yeah, most likely you are, okay? Okay. You see auras in people. You see their energy fields, okay? You are a natural energy healer, okay? You have no idea, but until like later down the track, you actually notice, you know, signs like you can actually change a person's emotional feelings and thoughts. Like, for example, I was walking down down the street, and I was just before, as I walked into a casino, there was this lady. She was thumbing through her bag, and she was really stressed. So obviously, I take her. She would just walked out the casino. She lost a lot of money, and then I looked at her, and then she looked up at me, and her face was all frowning, like her day's gone to an end when it's only 10 a.m. right? And I gave her this sincere smile, this sincere friendly smile, like, it's okay, you'll be okay. And then her face just went from to like, and then she smiled immediately back. It was like a mirror reflection. So I felt her pain, and I took it away. Like, I took it in, and then I let it out, like really quickly, like a split instant, because I felt her pain. I didn't want her to continue on having that pain. It's just an empathic thing. It's like a light worker thing. It's also a witch thing, okay? That you have no idea. So you are able to change a person's emotional feelings in a split second, okay? It's amazing, these powers that we have. So what else did I mention to say? Oh, if we have sudden premonitions, we have deja vus, okay? We have dreams, we have sudden bad feelings. It can actually warn us, foretell us that something bad is going to happen, so take another route, okay? It can actually, help us to, to make a U-turn or reevaluate, reassess what we are trying to do here, okay? But besides that, we have psychic abilities, okay? So obviously, psychic abilities, we can actually foresee things. We can see things before it takes place. Not necessarily very clear as day. Sometimes they can be very vivid, very unclear, but we have that gut feeling that our intuition is just screaming out like, this is gonna happen, like it's just warning us, okay? And then what else is there? We find that in astral projection, or doing crystal dreaming, or accessing Akashic records, it's effortless. We know how to just travel there. We know how to travel in space, travel back in time, without holding on to crystals so hard, and then trying to visualize or meditate, or imagine that we're there. No, we're just there, okay? We just know how to actually break through into that realm and just be there, and to feel it, and to really see it, that we are physically there. Not physically, but our spiritual soul is there. We can actually see, smell, hear, and feel, okay? It's freaky, I know guys. Okay, so we also love magic shows. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but magic shows, we are just so gravitated towards, how magic actually work. Like, they're so clever. Like, how do they do that? It leaves us very curious, and then we try to figure out how they actually do that. So magicians and magic shows, we are just so curious. We're wanting to learn and find out and research on it, okay? We are interested in things that many people aren't interested in, so it makes us kind of like, the oddball out, okay? Which is very normal. We feel like, no one's understanding us but other witches out there. Another scary thing is that book of spells, it may be in the form of us taking notes, recipes, and then we put into practice. Now, I don't mean recipes as in on the gas stove and cooking up potions and such. No. It can be such as, like my dad is, I actually would probably call him a witch as well, which he probably doesn't even know. That's another thing, guys, that witches, actually, it's through our bloodline, okay? It's through our family, mostly our ancestors. When they actually pass on, they actually will will hover around us. They will actually hang around us to give us support and guidance and valuable lessons for us to learn, and to, you know, just to take on as much value and insights and knowledge and skills and from their experience to continue on with that routine, religion, beliefs and such, okay? The culture, okay? That's what I meant to say. So they're just wanting to relive that, pass it on to their loved ones, which is from my dad, then my dad to me, okay? So my dad practices Chinese herbs, Chinese medicines, and what I used to do, I actually mix different tea leaves just to create, you know, because during winter, during fall, my hands and feet gets really cold. So what I used to do is you know, create, you know, different tea leaves to sip throughout the day, so that my hands and feet won't get cold when I go to bed at night. Okay, so just little things like that. And Dad always used to, you know, try to educate me and my siblings about, you know, trying to mix all these Chinese herbal medicines to have a, you know, to have a longer, healthy life and such and forth. Okay guys, I'm just gonna quickly wrap it up because this video is actually quite going on and on and on. Sorry guys. So that could be like a modern day potion. Okay, it's a modern day witch, and I find it actually quite sexy. Don't you think? Okay, what else? So lucky for me, I feel like my ancestors, they are my guardian angels at the same time. So I have about 9 or 10 of them hovering around, and there's one little naughty one, and he's a monkey. He's probably like a year of a monkey, just like me, and he's always like, you know, giving me all these cheeky looks, and he's like jumping up and down, bobbing his hair, making these funny faces and such. Okay, all right. So what else do I need to say? Yes, so I hope this video gives you much insights and, you know, more information that you are a modern day witch, and there's no gender. Okay, so you can be both male or female witch. Okay, so if any of these points that I've actually point out that you are, you know, casting spells or doing all these witchcrafty things, most likely you are. It's a combination of all these notes that I actually mentioned, these points that I've actually mentioned, that you may be a witch. And you know, so let me know what you think. Leave me a comment there. Let's connect, and, you know, let me know what you think. Let me know how you go, like what's your experiences and what's your thoughts. So guys, I hope this video helps you as much as actually helped me as well. You know, hit the subscribe button there. That's my face to subscribe if you have not. And there's a few videos here that actually just alert there, and those are other spiritual videos that can actually help you to relate and resonate with. And up until next time guys, I hope this video helps. Stay true, stay inspired. Up until next time, love you to bits. Mwah.